Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing all right. I thought I'd talk to you while I rolled some cigarettes. So, if I have to look down a little bit, that's what I'm doing. But I'm just thinking, like I was thinking the other day with CERN and HARP and um, heavy metals in the air and supposedly EMP problems like they had. I mean, if they want, there was the Carrington event, where it fried out all the telegraph lines and even some of the telegraph stations um, started on fire and that type of thing. So I'm just thinking, actually, because what a way for the government to come in and rescue everybody um, after they fried out everybody's devices and vehicles and took away their food and, just all the above of what they've been doing, just what a lot of us believe and can't prove that our own governments have not only turned against us, they weren't ever for us, is the point. So I heard somebody say all the governments around the world have turned on their own citizens. No, they're just implementing the plans that they've had for hundreds, if not thousands of years to keep people in control forever, you know. And their main focus right now through technology is getting to the children to make them like autonomous with the electronics and as far as they're only going to need a certain amount of human beings to run their machinery for their upcoming generations of that bloodline. And that's all they care about. They do not care about anybody. And to me, it's like the distraction with Elon Musk and everything, like he's some kind of hero or something. All in the same. They're all the same. He's not doing nothing for nobody but himself. No, uh, no, he isn't. If that were the case, you know, people like that, they could wipe out the homeless in one city with doing well, like welfare in one giant city. They could walk in with just billions of millions because when you're a trillionaire, what do you care? You can pretty much go into one very large city and eliminate the homeless problem. So he's technically not doing anything for anybody except that people idolize wealthy people, you know, and that's it, you know. So most people idolize wealthy people. Some of us will just be happy if our roofs don't leak, which mine does. I still have repairs, but if you have a roof over your head, you're lucky. And if there aren't any health um problems with your home, you're even luckier, you know? So if you even have a tiny little shack over your head that's safe and sound and clean and wonderful like that, you are a lucky person. Unless you're living in a city and dependent upon electricity to run your world, to even put gas in your car or cash your check if you get a check or if you do it electronically. Kiss it goodbye. And even if you have money coming up here, it's not going to matter, you know. I mean, I'm not against technology. I love technology. It's just that where the people who want to control the future of my offsprings and your offsprings, where they want to take this deal for their own, you know, is what that is, you know, totally making a godless, soulless society. Although they would say that they have souls, we are dealing with people that are being guided, and their greed is satiated by fallen angels. So if a person's greedy in like one way in their life or something, oh yeah, you probably get what you want. You know, I wouldn't doubt it. If I would turn into some evil people piece of crap, I wouldn't have a leaky roof at all. Yeah, I would have the means to have a cleaner, more sound environment to live in, you know. So, yeah. I mean, it's not god awful horrible, but it's not very nice, you know. But anyway, if it went on the merits of what a person deserved, I'd be living in a marble mansion with diamond studded banisters, you know, and that's a fact. But really, my necessities are just something decent, you know, so that's all anybody really needs. You know, a safe, decent place would be cool, you know. I wonder how many people really don't feel safe in every other way except for I know that I'm emotionally messed with, if not physically, if they can do it. But yeah, I'm not really safe. Are you? You know, are you living with somebody even if they're taking from your sleep or whatever they're doing? You know, unless you are one of these people that literally would not recognize somebody else is tired and have to work with it with their pain as an equal situation, that would be a different, if you know what I'm saying, like in a family setting or something like that, you know. But yeah, families can, you can do a little more for somebody, yeah, if they're not feeling good, for sure. But I've seen that situation getting blown out of hand too many times in my life. It's like, here's a for instance, say if I was like extremely ill or something, I had the flu and I was like throwing up, and somebody else would be like telling me, um, I'm tired, I can't make anything to eat for myself. You know, that's what I mean by blowing it out of this um proportion. Like, it's like whose pain is worse type of thing with the selfish people in the world, you know. And I would, being sick to my stomach, cook something back in the days, you know, and it's like, oh, I am not like that no more. No, I can't afford to be, you know. Uh, but yeah, I think they're up to something with that. Colliders that they have, and they only talk about the one, but there's at least seven from what I understand. One for sure in Dallas, I think another one in like Iowa or Nevada. There's like what was it, like four or five in the United States and South America, and over in was that Geneva, Switzerland, and where else, and in tandem with HARP and the other like microwaves that they have set up on the shorelines of different oceans and different things for sound waves and all their black boxes, you know about them. You know, all their shenanigans and their bullshit is set up to work in tandem. And when the EMP does, or however, if they're going to blame Russia or um, the sun itself, however they're going to implement this. I believe the one that they pulled in Quebec, 1989, and a great part of the North American grid was out. I think that was a trial run on how Americans would act. And with everybody's internet and how dependent they are, even a lot of people working from home on their devices, um, I think it's all put into play to not only see how people are going to accept this, so when they do turn it back on and they want you to have tattoos or implantables or however it is to get into their system with their electronics, making the human network, human body that they want to be able to control is how they're going to do it. And I think a lot of us are really aware of it, feel it coming up even more than ever and faster than ever. Although they were going to implement things in 2020 and 2030, I have a feeling that they're going to try and pull the big one um, a lot sooner, like maybe by this fall, you know. And things do in my premonitions happen in the winter. So, um, what I'm trying to say is when it's winter in North America, it's very cold. And if you don't have the means to take care of yourself or even build a fire to keep warm or get water, or a lot of people, I know you've heard this over and over, no matter where you're at, it's not the government screwing you over. It's the fallen angels that are in mankind being directed by the forces of evil that are those people that, yeah, they work through the spirit, but they are actually entities in people, pretending to be people, you know, looking like people, but running like a snake, you know. That's why I think they've been hesitant pulling the alien invasion thing. Or maybe that's kind of what they're thinking, or with their destroyer star bullshit. Um, that would definitely be something God would maybe do um, with the planet and stuff, but them taking credit for things that I think are beyond their capabilities. Although people have tried to convince me different, I don't believe it. There's a lot of things they claim they can do that I don't believe it. And they're just saying they can do that to make themselves look like they have some kind of knowledge that could even surpass God's. You know, that's the impression they're trying to give people, you know. So it's like they can outsmart God, like Satan trying to dethrone God, you know, take his place. Yeah, lots going on in the world, but, you know, wouldn't even be so much that cryptocurrency or any of that would be an entirely bad thing in the system. Um, you know, if that were an honest type of transfer, but because God didn't make it so people couldn't. He doesn't, uh, barter and sell and trade, and that's probably goes back to very ancient times of well, whatever, like the proverbial person in the apartment borrowing a cup of sugar and returning a cup of coffee or whatever, um, whatever the people need, helping each other out like that, you know, which I thought was funny the first time I had it happen. And then when I needed a cup of coffee, it's like, and then I knew who to go and ask. It's like, hey, that was pretty cool, being a young person, being a renter, it's like that worked out pretty good. People will instinctively do that anyway, I guess is my point, you know. So a lot of people are really afraid of any kind of what they call the reset, and we know is the onslaught, But some of us are looking forward to it with the respect of bring it on. I can't take any more, and I'm ready to deal with your shit, type of thing. Because they're going to encourage people that are not liking the ones speaking out in the truther community to see us as the enemy because we're going against what the greedy ones in the deep state would want. So, and yeah, I'm fully expecting some kind of media piece to kind of indicate or suggest that people that are, even if you're like a prepper or whatever, like you don't have the right to do that on your own land or whatever. um I have a sneaky suspicion that the people that run around in giant jets that aren't electric powered, by the way, why don't they do Zoom meetings like our presidents and these people at war should be on Zoom, yep, having it out, It's like, yeah, but you, and no, but you, and hey, wait a minute, time out, that type of thing. Why not? That would make they could televise it. Why don't they televise the White House daily or somebody's parliament or whatever? It's like, we want to see these things. Yeah, that would be global talks. Yeah, bring it out live. Let's hear your shit. Put the camera in the World Economic Forum or the United Nations. I want to hear what they're saying with my taxpayers' money. I bet a lot of you do too. Sure, we can listen to our state legislator all day, and if something kind of snippy is happening in the House, of Congress or whatever, in their cabinet, more like a coffin, you know. Just a second. Jerks. They just get me going too, you know. It's like unbelievable. But the push is for transhumanism, for people to literally believe that their um, plan for a post-human and people that believe that they are what they think glorified human would literally be um, dehumanizing, you know, in every respect. And they're trying to make it seem so natural that um, you could live forever um, in their fake universe. And that brings something else to mind too, but just a second, I'll get back there. But and that their plan for your soul is better for you than God's plan for your future. You know, so if you sell yourself short now, spiritually, like selling your soul, I'm not sure that's possible with Christ taking care of his own. And I believe these things are literally only playing with themselves in all reality, you know, that they can't get to the real um, heart of the earth, those people, the people that belong in the earth and under the earth, holding it up, the real warriors of it all, like the true atlas of the situation, you know. So, and even though they want to try and convince mankind that all their thoughts of being transferred into something that they'll say is superior to human, it won't be, you know. I mean, they could say whatever they want. It's just like me playing chess against the computer. When I beat it, I don't get no ta-das, but I've done it more than once, you know. So, I mean, beating technology as a human is possible, you know. Checkers is another thing, too. I got this stupid checker game. It has ads on it. I got to find another one. Stupid thing. And it doesn't want to turn on when I turn it on to start up right away. Yeah, anyway. But I like games, you know, keep me busy. I haven't played them for a while. I've been into my Candy Crush, so yeah. Without buying anything, I want to see how far I can get. And it was my second time because I had a computer go down and lost everything. So I joined the community in regular Candy Crush and the soda one too to keep my progress just in case. Because now I'm on like level 2020 or something like that on one, and like almost like a couple thousand on the other one. I haven't played for a while, but yeah. So I don't want to lose what I the puzzles that I've solved already, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna get back to something about I don't know if I get there or not. I will. You know, but yeah. But yeah, I have a feeling that they're going to be pulling something pretty soon. I don't think enough people really bought the crisis actors all the way around and started recognizing a lot of that for what it was, and or just not caring in general. I saw a lot of that too, but yeah. It was somewhere on the line of transhumanism. Um, yeah, as long as it's anything different than what God created us to be, it's like, uh, it is like Aleister Crowley calling himself the most evil man in the world at the time, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot that totally surpass him, and a lot of that was for show, you know, to get like, oh, people like Satanic Panic, they had like around 60s and 70s and whatever, because there was people that were into witchcraft and whatever, and that is nothing compared to what these actual Satanists didn't need a book and didn't need anybody to teach them anything. There was things that were passed on in their families, in their bloodlines, that were unspoken and unwritten spells that they would cast and use and still do to this day. So it is a constant battle, that's for sure. Well, we had a little bit of snow last night and today, but it's not really sticking around. It's like it just hits the ground and melts. So, but out west, where my sons live and my grandkids, one state got like 3 feet of snow and the other one got a couple feet of snow. I told you I willed the storm south. We were supposed to get hit with about a foot of snow, but I just didn't see it. It's like, yeah, no thanks, thanks anyway, you know. Yeah, at some point I was gonna make with that transhumanism thing, but yeah, it's well, I think part of my point is a lot of people don't see how it was ushered in. I think more people are now, but the true danger to the youngest generations coming up, people that are under like 10 years old and stuff, um, the type of world that we're going to leave to them, where their every move, what the entities that be want to call them poor little babies carbon footprint, when they don't even know what a big belching factory is or a corporation to save their little souls, you know. They have no idea of the corporation that is the Satanists that are combined through their affiliated groups throughout the world. Um, the physical danger that they're literally in, you know, and how close to really destroying themselves as human beings, you know, because they wouldn't know any better. They would just be raised like that. And um, uh, hats off to you parents out there that realize what the dark cabal is trying to do. And you're making your children aware of that, even if they aren't listening right now. Maybe something's really going to sink in and stick. You know, all we can do is try and hope that they'll listen to what we're trying to tell them. You know, that evil entities are real, and the paranormal and that type of thing. Um, it's a real thing. And yeah, there's demons in there. darn right there is. There's entities in all the elements, you know. I'm not saying everything is evil or anything. That'd be, oh, yeah, that is. And this to me, um, like, I really want somebody to prove to me there's a universe. I mean, okay, we know we're on a physical planet, and if you believe in the scriptures at all, the stars are in the firmament. So there you go. You got, and the waters above, and it says the heavens. So that indicates more than one. Then they say the ages of the earth. Um, that indicates different timelines of the earth. Um, but back to there being a universe, maybe that's what the satanic ones that are in the air that are going to destroy their souls forever want you to believe that where they dwell is actually a reality for our physical selves and families, and that their so-called control in that element, in the ether, in the electronics, is something that will be acceptable to the next generations, you know. And that really is the bottom line, you know. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I guess that really is my main point there. Just trying to make, and I don't believe in a universe. That's why I don't, because who says una implies two of, and there's only one like us. It says in the galaxies. It doesn't say universe. This universe word, I do believe, is way too contrived, and my instincts tells me I've studied it before. You could look into it, but you know what? I'll just put that in God's hands and watch how I will have. I'll put a linking video. I'll guarantee you one of God's warriors just heard that thought, and in a day or so, I will have evidence to back up what I just said about the stars, the firmament, and the universal push for globalization and acceptance with these monsters in the ether has some kind of connection. And I'll leave it at that for tonight. Those are my thoughts for today. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're doing good. I'm okay. Sort of. Damn. Everything's so crazy. It is exciting times to live in, but they are tumultuous too, and it does get hard. So everybody just stay cool, and just tell the younger generation what's going on. All you can do is give them as much as you got and as much as they'll accept, and that's all we can do. And put them in God's hands. So, peace and love, everybody. Have a good night or day wherever